India, we don't see people are very vocal about money, but we have not learned how to handle money for ourselves. And I think that was my motivating factor, that I wanted every woman of India to start talking about money. Women should only work if they want to work either as a nurse or a doctor, or into a teaching job, which is a more of a giving jobs. Bangalore has the most women advisors across India.
Wow.
So Bangalore, to that extent, started my own company, and the whole reason was I was very passionate about doing what I'm doing.
Hello, Miss Anuja. Lovely to have you here. How are you?
I'm good, Charu. Thanks for bringing me here, actually.
Obviously, a pleasure. We love having people who so accomplished and so much to learn from.
Oh, thank you.
So, I think we can start in general. Let's get to know you. What do you do? What's your business like? What do you do? Tell me.
Okay, so I am a wealth advisor and a wealth manager by profession. I started this company almost 15 years back. I'm in this industry from 22 years. So what a wealth advisor or wealth manager do is, ideally, in a very crude terms, we help clients manage their investments and tell them how to grow their funds so that they become more richer.
So their wealth, they get wealthier.
They get more wealthier always. But I believe I'm of a different perspective. We help our clients meet their objectives and meet their dreams. So our tagline clearly states that we partner your dreams. So you dare to dream, we help you meet your dreams.
So, what sort of investments? I'm not very familiar
Yeah.
with business. So, what sort of investments? What exactly are we looking at here?
Also, when we talk about investments are of different nature. So it starts from your provident funds to public provident funds to national, your NPS, fixed deposits, post office saving schemes, to equities, to mutual funds, to real estate, to offshore funds.
It's quite wide range of practice.
So anything and everything that the client needs to invest in, we handle for the client.
So, so you mentioned you've been in this industry 22 years,
Yeah.
right? So, did you? I'm sure you worked before you started your
Yes.
business, right? So,
Yeah.
what made you start your business?
Okay, so I started my career with banks, and I was a part of HSBC when I actually decided to leave and start my own company. And the whole reason was I was very passionate about doing what I'm doing.
Money.
No, so I would differ. I was passionate about purely because in India we don't see people are very vocal about money.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And I come from a very typical Baniya family. Yeah, I hope you know what Marwadis and Baniyas are. And where the women was never allowed to handle money.
Oh.
Okay. Come from a wealthier family, but it's again a family where only men are allowed to take decisions on money and multiple other things. And I really felt that it's important for every woman to take care. So I was sharing with somebody right here saying we have learned how to earn money as women, but we have not learned how to handle money for ourselves. And I think that was my motivating factor, that I wanted every woman of India to start talking about money. And that's what I started this organization called Investasan.
That's great. So, so your family was conservative.
Yeah,
right? I'm
yeah.
not-
I was the first woman to work in my family from my parents' side and from my in-laws' side.
Oh my god. So, how did they react initially when you told them that maybe you want to work or you want to start a company?
So there were quite a many, oppositions, and my opposition was first was my father. So I come from a family which is extremely educated. So my whole family background is lawyers, a family of lawyers.
I'm a law student.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, but they always believed in making you educated, but they never believed in making a woman work. And for my parents, it was like, not for my parents, I'm sorry, actually for my father, women should only work if they want to work either as a nurse or a doctor, or into a teaching job, which is a more of a giving jobs. Right? So, and I started my career with a bank.
Yeah, so that's quite surprising.
So it was really devastating for him. And for those 2 years, he literally didn't speak to me.
I'm so sorry. But have you come around now?
Oh, yeah. He's very proud of me today. That's a different fact. So basically, so unfortunately, right, with the men kind of a society, they think that women cannot handle money. And I think
You've proven otherwise clearly. So
I love to prove that otherwise for all my life.
So are there more women in your industry, or like?
There are a few. Our industry, so when I was in HSBC, I remember we had a town hall of 200 top management and middle management, and my luck, I was the only woman
Oh, Lord.
representing those two out of those 200, and it's across pan India. So there is women, and to a great luck, Bangalore has the most women advisors across India.
Oh wow.
So Bangalore, to that extent, otherwise we are hardly 2-3% of our industry.
That's a lot of. So as you said, you faced obstacles with your family. Did you face obstacles when you entered the industry, or as you've grown so much in this industry?
Yes. So at least till the time I was working for somebody, there was a lot, very less acceptability of a woman being a part of a patriarchal society completely. And when I was hired with HSBC, I was a South head, and men find it very difficult to take instructions from a woman.
Male ego.
No offense.
No offense. Yes.
But yes, today, yes, there is a much more acceptability in the society. So when I look at 22 years hence and now, it is definitely a very different society that you look at.
So now, when you go about the hiring process, so what do you look for specifically?
Okay, so when I look forward only 3 traits. Now, somebody who has a great attitude to work, somebody who is really dynamic to work, and a passion to work.
Passion too.
I think if you have these 3 traits, everything else can be taught.
That's true. And you should be passionate about anything you do, I think of that. So is there anything you'd like to, my generation or the coming generation, or anyone older also for that matter, who would like to get into your industry, women, men, anyone, what advice would you like to give to them specifically?
Okay, so unfortunately, I don't see too many girls coming into this industry. They personally feel that, number one, people are very scared of numbers. 2, people are scared of people are very scared of meeting other people, right? And that's the 2 things that you really need to be part of our industry. I personally feel I enjoy meeting people, so for me it was very easy to sail through. But anybody who wants to get into this industry, it's an industry to be there forever, right?
Correct.
You grow when other person grows. So you are doing a good job, you're being morally correct, and you are growing along with your client. So I consider myself something similar to a doctor, right? And I enjoy saying that, okay, doctor gets his fees when the patient becomes all right, and we get our profits when the client makes more money. And I think it's a very growing industry, and people should really look at. It's not that technical that people think of. It's just a matter of right attitude, that if you get into the industry and you be honest to your work, there are...
And we can see you've beaten, I think, every single stereotype that could have possibly come your way. So that's great.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired personally.
Thank you.
So, yes, thank you. That is all we have for today. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.